meeting to share with us their position on the issues under conversation. We've listened to one another. We've had some further conversation this evening, and we've all agreed that is Labour and the representatives of the federal government under the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, we've agreed on the following: that we will we work towards setting up a framework for the review of the national minimum wage, because we all agree that this has to be a tripartite body. Number two, that Labour appreciates the decision of the federal government to set up ₦500 billion in the 2016 budget to cover what the Minister of Budget described as social investment. Now, with respect to the management of this social investment and the various components of the social investment, the two parties agreed that Labour should be involved in this process and come up with suggestions. Now, to be able to deal with these and other matters, a committee comprising of representatives of organized labor and of the federal government, under the chairmanship of nominees of the federal government, would meet and within 2 weeks resolve these and other relevant issues, including the setting up of the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency Board, which you all know what its statutory responsibilities are in relation to the issues under focus. We've agreed that both parties should work as quickly as possible, but in any event, not later than 2 weeks. And the report of this technical committee, joint committee, will be submitted to what you might call a committee of the whole to deliberate and make a final decision for presentation to the federal government. I think in a sense this is what has been agreed, and of course the comrades had earlier on their own, they had briefed you of the fact that they would rather await the outcome of these efforts and they will not be part of tomorrow's, they would rather await the outcome of this effort before any further action or inaction on their part.
That there was no way we could mobilize, sensitize, and even start an action tomorrow. That we rather negotiate, and it is only when the negotiation might have collapsed that we take the option of going to any action. On the basis of that, we agree that a committee should be set up to, among other things, look at the issue of minimum wage, look at the issue of the 500 billion social investment, look at the issue of setting up or reconstituting the PPPRA board, and review the 145 naira new pump price of petroleum products. The committee is to report back in 2 weeks' time. I wouldn't like to drag it more than this, than to say this is a summary of the agreement we read this evening.